So the title is RCS, Revolutionizing Mobile Messaging. I know we've talked about RCS yesterday and today in all the different flavors and all the different aspects. So I thought we'd bring this panel together to kind of take us forward. Let's get excited about RCS. Let's figure out what we need to do, what step enterprise and CPaaS and all the different players can do, and to make this happen. So we'll focus on how does RCS transform business communication. How does it enable brands to deliver more personalized and interactive messaging? We'll touch on the integration of RCS with AI and chatbots. We see how it impacts customer engagement and satisfaction, and maybe a bit of some ideas on what are the best practice to leverage RCS for marketing and customer service. So I'll probably will ask each of the panelists to introduce yourself and maybe your organization, what you do in the RCS ecosystem. Kick off with Tim.
Yeah, hello everybody. Thanks for having me here, Matt and the team. Yes, my name's Tim Atkinson. I'm a business development manager at Google. I work in Europe. I look after relationships with majority of my work is with the mobile network operators or the carriers, and helping them to get RCS enabled in their subscriber base and then obviously monetize through rich business messaging.
Hi, I'm Kirsten. I'm one of the founders of Out There Media and its CEO. Out There Media is one of the leaders in telco-centric mobile marketing with a special focus on rich messaging. And that's why I'm here. Thank you for having me.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Go ahead, Victoria.
Victoria Radman from Infobip. This one is not working. Or I didn't. Okay, thank you. Victoria Radman from Infobip, Telco Business Global Director, taking care of the relationship and different products that we are having with telcos globally. And one of them, of course, is RCS supplier side, and of course, create a go-to-market strategy together with them.
Hello, my name is Indrapal Mamik. I'm the founder and CEO of .go. .go is a company focusing on RCS business messaging globally. We help operators with our Map Companion and managed services to monetize RCS. And we also provide an RBM hub for developers, ISVs, resellers, agencies, so they can deliver RCS messages to any user anywhere in the world who has RCS.
And I'm Simeon Coney from ENEA, and when I'm not being the little ray of sunshine in the room on security, I tend to help our customers really understand how they can gain insights on their traffic and monetize and achieve transitions in new services.
Good. Wonderful. So I'm going to just kick off trying to get a snapshot of where we are today on RCS. For each panelist, quick question to you. Where is RCS adoption today compared to 12 months ago, and what significant change we've seen? Yep. And you can take it from any angle or any way. Maybe start with Tim.
Yeah, so RCS is RCS in its P2P format, so that's personal communications side. We've got well over 1.5 billion subscribers enabled around the world. That's going from Japan all the way across the world to the United States, and pretty much everything in between. A couple of countries aren't included for usual reasons. But yes, that's really grown. From a business perspective, RCS business messaging, we have key markets, which we tend to call market complete or almost complete, in terms of you should have full reach across the whole market. So if you want to send a business message to somebody who's on RCS, you'd be able to do that no matter which network they're on. Those markets include North America, so Canada and the USA, and then Mexico and Brazil. And we've got some growing other stuff in LATAM at the moment, but Mexico and Brazil are the key ones there. Then we have Indonesia and India. And then if we come over to Europe, the key markets there will be France, the UK, Spain, and Germany. And then we have pockets of RBM which are lighting up across other countries. You can expect some of the Benelux things to come on tap later this year. So we've got a pretty big footprint now. We encourage our partners, everyone in the ecosystem, to really knuckle down and aim at those markets. Other markets will come, but we need to see success grow there. We've obviously got the other handset manufacturer also active across majority of those markets, not each one of them. India is a great example, or Brazil is a great example, predominantly Android user base, vast majority. So the other OSs are less important, but we will get there at some point. But then if you take a market like the UK or Germany, all the carriers have that. The RBM element is enabled, and so you've got great reach across those markets now. And you can really, from a carrier perspective and carrier messaging, really compete with alternative channels. So we've got a really good opportunity now for those carriers to really make sure that their business stays relevant, their A2P business, and also to grow that business, and obviously for the partners and those other folks in the ecosystem to really take great advantage of that and really help grow that industry. Yeah.
Thank you. Kristen, your thoughts on where we are, what do you see?
So last year here on this stage, I was talking about the campaigns that we've been running with big brands such as Burger King, Netflix, Unilever, Budweiser, and I must say a year later, this list has grown significantly. So I cannot yet say, oh, RCS is now mainstream when it comes to digital marketing, but we're getting there. We have added a significant number of performance marketing clients in the last 12 months. So 2022, 2023 was all about branding. We use RCS for those brand campaigns. The Unilever campaigns, I've been showing them here at the MEF a lot. As I said, Disney, McDonald's, everybody knows them. And the last 12 months was about performance marketing, where people that are selling something online, either e-commerce or you sign up to open an account on a fintech app, those conversions are 50 times higher than any other traditional digital channel, the conversions on RCS for those types of clients, as well as we're able to deliver customers, signing up customers, depositing customers, paying customers at half the customer acquisition costs. This is the most important metric when we're talking about marketing. And I'm very, very proud to sit here and say, in this forum and here as an ecosystem together, that this channel indeed is delivering at much, much better conversion rates and much lower price per acquisition or cost per acquisition. So that was our big breakthrough, or our big insight in 2024, and we will continue to invest in that space heavily.
Victoria?
Thank you. Maybe on the CPaaS player and the partner of course, Google, what I could for sure say, if you compare a year before and today, year before we were all talking about how to move SMS to RCS, how to make adoption, how to make the awareness of the channel, etc. We managed to pass, not everywhere of course, but in some priority countries that Tim already mentioned, that step. We are not talking anymore of moving SMS to RCS, we are talking about the new value with the conversation, with the rich channel, etc. Which just pass it through the better way where we all want RCS to be, because it's not point to move SMS to RCS. We will not earn from that, neither monetize. We have SMS already for that. RCS is meant to be for something richer and better.
Indipal?
I think the biggest, the wildest, the most unexpected change from last year to this year, from end of 2023 to this year, is the fact that Apple has adopted RCS. And in 18.0, 18.1, they released P2P RCS and then A2P RCS. This has had an immense impact on the RCS adoption, whether you measure it by the number of users or whether you measure it by the number of businesses sending business messages or the number of business messages being sent. We estimate that today there are more than 2 billion RCS users globally, and we expect that number to continue to grow. In fact, we estimate that just in the US, the number of RCS users has grown dramatically to be close to or over 200 million. And that's a huge change from just a year ago. We also see RCS business messaging traffic growing a lot. We have seen thousands of brands adopting RCS business messaging in key markets, in priority markets that Tim mentioned, like India, Brazil, Mexico, and some of the Western European countries like UK and Germany and Spain and France. Again, what we are seeing in the visibility we have, we believe the message traffic has grown almost 10x since the end of 2023 to now. We were in a few 100 million messages in 2023 per month, and we are now into billions of messages per month going on RCS. So again, huge change, becoming mainstream in some countries, reaching traffic that is, several percentage points of all SMS traffic and growing month over month.
Simeon, from your point of view,
Yeah,
your
so,
vantage point?
yes, a couple of changes actually for us. I mean, the first would be very much on the RBM side. That change to moving towards things like carousels and rich cards has meant quite a different engagement. And no longer is it purely about can you scan a text string, but now we're having to scan content. So we've seen quite a big change in our engagement on the CPaaS side. The other big change, as I was talking about earlier, very much on the operator side with the end-to-end encryption, that completely changes the dynamic on who can do what control. So, in fact, probably the biggest change is we're right back to that early stage of the cycle of education. What does it mean? What's the change? What's happening? What can I do about it? So, yeah, for us, a lot of time spent engaging, talking about the architecture, talking about the approaches, talking about the real threats there and what people can do about it.
Perfect. So let's get into a bit more specific on some of the, changes and excitement, and especially on the integration of RCS with AI and chatbots. So I'm going to first ask Tim from a Google perspective, enabling AI integration within the RCS ecosystem. What is Google, or what are Google offering in terms of capabilities for businesses and enterprise?
Sure. Well, I'm actually going to start on the consumer side, actually, if I may. So I'm sure everyone's aware, if you have an Android phone, we have a client on the phone or mobile app called Google Messages or Messages. That supports RCS, also backward compatible, obviously, with SMS and MMS as well. One of the things that Google have done recently with our Gemini product, so fantastic AI service. If you don't use it, try it. It's fantastic. Just get it to it on the web or on your mobile phone. We have an app you can download on iOS and Android. I've done my bit. But we actually have integrated this into Messages. So you can, I'm just doing it now, you can just start a chat, a messaging over RBM with Gemini for free. There's no cost to that. You can just use it. You can answer questions, so it's actually built in. So that's a way of getting customers a bit more used to using AI in what is a familiar territory, if you like, in their messaging app. And it works really, really nicely, actually. And there's some other bits and pieces you can do with it, some quite snazzy bits and pieces. And then when we come to the business, a lot of people ask me, how could RBM work? How could AI work with RBM? Well, RBM is a delivery channel in a way. It's a channel of reaching out to your customers, as I'm sure we've been talking about all afternoon. It's a fantastic channel. It's got a lot of richness. But really where a business is applying RBM is actually in their back office. AI. They're applying that in their back office. And we see many Google Cloud customers, actually with 2 this morning, who are doing lots of things around customer service with AI, making it much easier and quicker for their subscriber base. One of them was a carrier for their subscriber base to get information about their account or general information about roaming charges and all the usual stuff, have it at their fingertips. And then these carriers and others are also obviously launching an RBM agent. So what you've got when you put those two things together is that fantastic channel which really drives engagement, brand awareness, but then you can also have a really good intuitive, because AI has become, as we all know, so good now, it's sometimes hard to chat if that really is Putin and Trump dancing by a swimming pool, as I saw this morning, or if that's fake, but it's so good, you can have a chat with an AI agent as part of the RBM experience. From a business perspective, obviously customer delight, improving customer satisfaction, and then within the business, huge advances in business efficiency. So being able to make your business more efficient, being able to rely on your human resources to do more of those human type interactions, allowing the AI to do its bit. So it's sort of obvious in a way of what business are doing it. They're just applying this through the RBM channel, and we're seeing more and more examples of this. I've had some recent ones. So we have a big bank in Brazil, whose name will come to me in a minute. That's so embarrassing. Casa Bahia. They are using actually Google's. In this case, it doesn't have to be Google's, but Google's cloud-based AI bot, and they're using that to provide service to their customers in their RBM agent. They've had really good engagement with that. I have got some metrics. I'm going to find them in a minute. Got some great engagement statistics on that. And this is really about providing good outcomes. Okay, they're not using it as a sales and marketing channel. They're using it to provide service. So it's giving really good outcomes which drive customer satisfaction and loyalty, etc. Telenor, big international carrier that you'll be aware of. They did some things with our Vertex AI, so business-based, to do customer service as well, and actually doing things around roaming. So when you land in a country now, you get a message from them to say, welcome to Barcelona, welcome to Spain, and they've got some AI smarts behind that, which are helping to give customers information, not only about their mobile network, but also about the city they just arrived in, and giving some hints and tips and those kinds of things. So we've got some really, really good examples there. I've seen a number of aggregators there. I know Infobip have got some great things to show. I went past a Twilio stand earlier today. They've got a really intuitive AI RBM demo. If anyone's over in the FIRA this week, go and have a look at that. It's really, really good what they're doing with it. They're really investing and bringing these two channels together, or this capability in the channel together, to really provide really good outcomes, really, for customer and delighting customer experience.
Good, great stuff. So I think, and I expect that we'll see more some of these partners of yours, partners of Google, showcasing some of the features that they are building around AI. And,
Absolutely, yeah.
So I think the next question I have is for Indepal, chatbots. Specifically for RCS, we know chatbot can also work on messaging, SMS. How does it differ from what is happening in the chatbot space in relation to the RCS channel?
See, RCS provides a two-way channel and a rich channel, a very visual channel, which can be a pleasure for customers to interact with if the brand uses the visuals appropriately. Now, and there are several features coming here, like rich cards, carousels, web views, that make it possible to deliver really engaging experiences. And adding to the AI comments made earlier by Tim, if you want to deliver a journey, an experience, a purchase experience, an e-commerce experience using AI, RCS chatbots provide just the perfect medium to deliver it in a visually appealing way. In fact, you can even create the visuals using AI. So let me give an example. Let's say somebody is looking to rent some properties, or rent a house for themselves. And they want to find out what the properties available are. Can they make an appointment? Can they go and visit? Can they see their photos? So they can use an RCS agent to actually search for properties from a realtor, and the properties get displayed to them in a carousel. So there can be 10 properties in a carousel with buttons. All of these generated by AI, because the AI system, based upon your preferences, which locality you're looking at, what your price range is, what type of, how many bedrooms you need, can look up the backend databases using agentic AI, retrieve the properties, retrieve the photos, and then automatically format them as a carousel. Automatically put in the buttons. And when the user kind of presses a button, they get more information about the property. They can hone in on the specific property they want, or specific 2 or 3 properties they want to look at, and then make appointments and add the appointments to their calendar. All using the chatbot features, and all using agentic AI, where the AI helps you connect to the appointment system of the realtor, or connect to the tax system to get the tax information that you need. And that is the power of chatbots in RCS. Similarly, if you want to, let's say, buy a dress, maybe it's Mother's Day and you want to buy a dress for your mother, you can go to you can engage with an e-commerce retailer, give the preferences of what you're looking for, and out come maybe 5 or 10 dresses, and you can see them in a carousel, get more information, and using web views, you can actually purchase that, make a payment for that right within the RCS chatbot. So it's a phenomenal rich two-way channel to deliver experiences, transactions, and letting consumers complete their tasks, all using AI chatbots.
Okay. So on that same note, I think maybe Victoria, from your work with the enterprises, we talk about maybe bring this beyond, I guess, even without the chatbot, there are some AI-powered RCS use cases. So what is the most compelling, promising that you've seen today when, with your work with the enterprise?
So maybe I'll just squeeze on another topic or something that I would like to mention, because all of these stories that were just mentioned are something that is reality and can be done very quickly and easy with AI and the RCS. And it's very attractive, very visual, we all know that, and users can really use it without having any knowledge about applications or downloading application, this or that. The use case and demonstration that we are now doing at FIRA as well, you can come to our booth and see, or to GSMA booth as well, where they have the open gateway and network APIs demonstration. So we are combining network APIs in the background together with the API inside of the RCS channel. So I think that RCS, if we want to talk about the rich channel, of course RCS is not the only one. Of course we all prefer it because it's built in a device. You don't need another application, etc. But we need to create some use cases and value to the businesses that we are serving anyhow. So if you want, for example, to banking sector, to provide additional security when you are sending RCS message, or let's say reduce the agent need. So for example, it's this very simple use case. There is you want to do the transaction with your banking application, and in the background, banks are checking if SIM swap happened or not before they allow a transaction or not. If there is some red flag, so they send you the RCS message with bank logo, approved by operator. You know that is coming from the bank, it's not coming from someone else. They ask you inside, please can you tell us there is some fraudster action happening, please let us know name, surname, address. So you can very easily type your information inside of the RCS. Of course, you collect those information, send the APIs, everything done from the channel towards the mobile network operators, asking with the KYC if these data are correct and on your database as well true. Use the bit of AI to help you with the algorithm to detect some additional fraud if needed. And then after everything is finished, together with, of course, as I said, network APIs, RCS channel, AI algorithms, you or allow or not allow transaction. Easy as that. Very transparent, very, very sufficient, very user-friendly to someone who receiving those RCS messages. So it's really, I mean, we did it with the operators from French and the banks. So it's the importance is, if you will just talk about RCS, I mean, it's great. We need to know what is RCS because everyone knows what is WhatsApp. But if you go to someone who is not in this space that we are all talking, and you mention RCS, ask your first neighbor. They don't know what is RCS. But when we are talking when we want to go to the bank or enterprises, and we want to create the value from them, we are saying, okay, we have a perfect solution, which is include great channel, approved by operators, meaning additional security, trust, and value, and you say you will, I don't know, reduce your agent need, or you will be able to, I don't know, have the better user experience or whatever. That is what we need to talk about, not about RCS as such.
Maybe I want to kind of jump into the customer engagement and satisfaction, because Tim and Kristen mentioned about metrics, that you've seen the ROI, you've seen 10x. So,
50x.
What exactly are the specific metrics that show RCS impact on engagement compared to traditional SMS? What numbers are you seeing? Yeah, maybe Kristen, and then maybe I'll open to the others to chime in. Yeah.
So, as I said before, the conversion, like the end conversion, of 50 times higher than traditional digital channels.
And
so
this is real data. I mean,
this is real data with real clients in real countries. For example, in the UK, in Brazil, in Mexico, in Nigeria, so across those 5, where we're seeing that consistently, 50 times better conversion. But I'm not comparing it to traditional SMS, I am comparing it to your digital advertising, your banner, your social media, because we are eyeing that piece of the pie. We're eyeing the digital media budgets as our universe. That digital media budgets should be shifting towards RCS. We believe that that will be in the 15% range by 2028. So, and the other big metric is customer acquisition costs. So if you're an e-commerce provider or you're a fintech app and you want to acquire a customer, it costs you something. We're consistently delivering at half of that rate than I call it traditional digital channels such as your banners and your social, without mentioning any names. That is what we've seen with RCS and RBM.
Simeon?
Yeah, I was going to say, I'm going to give you an additional perspective on this. You know, we don't necessarily see click-through rates or conversion rates, but we work in an industry driven by spammers. And I've got to say, spammers are businesses. You know, they make money. Trust me, if things don't work, they don't do it. The nice thing is they don't have a CMO. They don't have a 5-week approval process. You know, they try things. If it works, they do more of it. If it doesn't work, they don't do it. The fact that they are jumping on RCS and say for conversational, for interaction, for rich engagement, it proves it works. It proves it's effective. So yeah, like I can't give you numbers, but I see the behaviors and it is a great channel for engagement.
That's phenomenal. We are seeing numbers all over with a wide range of numbers. And you know, the results, whether the messages are read, whether the people respond, whether they click through, depends a lot on the quality of the experience you build. And one of the things that Kirsten Outdoor Media does very well is build phenomenal experiences. And that's why they're able to get such high rates, such high response rates, such high conversion rates. But if you look at more broadly across all the experiences being built over RCS, over billions of messages, we are seeing read rates north of 40%. We are seeing response rates north of 6 to 7% across billions of messages being sent. And we do see marketing being a huge use case. That's an early adopting use case because of the beautiful visuals that RCS allows.
Okay. Actually, I'm going to allow, no more questions? Okay, I do apologize. Okay, so I know all the panelists are going to be here. Please feel free to approach them for your questions. We would love to spend another half an hour on this topic, and I do apologize for the panelists if I don't cover them all. But thank you again to the panelists, to Tim, Kristen, Victoria, Indepal, Simeon, for being here and for you guys to be a part of this conversation. Thank you.
Thank you.